Hello, I'm Melissa, and today for my prose speech, I've selected an excerpt from Atlas Shrugged by Ayn Rand. Rand is a deeply inspiring figure for me. She not only penned a romantic bestseller that fundamentally distinguishes heroes from villains through their metaphysics, but she's also arguably the most adept advocate philosophy has ever seen. I aspire for my words to carry the same potence and resonance as hers one day. Now, without any more delay, let's delve into Atlas Shrugged. Who is John Galt? The light was ebbing, and Eddie Willers could not distinguish the bum's face. The bum had said it simply, without expression. But from the sunset at the far end of the street, yellow glints caught his eyes, and the eyes looked straight at Eddie Willers, mocking and still, as if to question he had been addressed, to causeless uneasiness within him. "Why did you say that?" Eddie Willers asked, his voice tense. The bum leaned against the side of the doorway. A broken glass, wedged behind him, reflected the metal yellow of the sky. "Why, does it bother you?" he asked. "It doesn't," snapped Eddie Willers. He reached hastily into his pocket. The bum had stopped him and asked for a dime, then had gone on talking as if to kill the moment and postpone the problem of the next. Pleas for dimes were so frequent in the streets these days that it was not necessary to listen to the explanations, and he had no desire to hear the details of this particular bum's despair. "Go get your cup of coffee," he said, handing the dime to the shadow without a face. "Thank you, sir," said the voice without interest. And the face leaned forward for a moment. The face was wind-brown, cut by lines of weariness and cynical reservation. The eyes were intelligent. Eddie Willers walked on, wondering why he had always felt it this time of day. This sense of dread, no, not dread, he thought. There's nothing to fear, just an immense diffused apprehension with no source or object. But he had become accustomed to this feeling. He could not find any explanation for it, yet the bum had spoken as if he knew that Eddie felt it, and as if he thought no one should feel it, and as if more, he knew the reason why. Eddie Willers pulled his shoulders straight. In consciousness, self-discipline. He had to stop this, he thought. He was beginning to imagine things. Had he always felt it? He was 32 years old. He tried to think back. No, he hadn't, but he could not pinpoint on when it had started. The feeling came to him suddenly, at random intervals. And now it was coming more often than ever. It's twilight, he thought. I hate the twilight. The clouds and the shafts of skyscrapers against them were turning brown like an old oil painting, the color of a fading masterpiece. Long streets of grime ran from under the pinnacles down the slender soot-eaten hills. High on the side of a tower, there was a crack in the shape of a motionless lightning bolt, the length of 10 stories. A jagged object cut the sky above the roofs. It was a half spire, still holding the glow of the sunset. The gold leaf had long since peeled off the other half. The glow was red and still, like the reflection of a fire, not an active fire, but a dying one in which it was too late to stop. No, thought Eddie Willers, there is nothing disturbing in this side of the city. It looked as if it had always looked. He walked on, reminding himself that he was late in returning to the office. He did not like the task in which he had to perform upon his return, but it had to be done. So he did not attempt to delay it, but made himself walk faster. Thank you.